can only come true if you wake up. Tell somebody else on the other side of you that your dream can only come true if you wake up. Borrowing from the late Reverend Peter Winston, I believe this was one of the Sermon of the Month. I told you all about the Sermon of the Month. Before we were able to go on a computer and do all those big fancy posters, we had an easel and took a marker and just wrote a topic up this dark. You remember that? And they just we left it up there the entire month. And when I first came in 1991, what was sitting up there was the saying or the words that your dream will only come true if you wake up. Amen. Thomas, I know I had a good sleep when I start dreaming and forget where I am. Oh, I know I had a good sleep when I'm dreaming that I'm in Jamaica, I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm just talking about one of those, y'all ever had just one of those dreams?
Oh, yes.
I dreamed the other night I was in the Holy Land over on the Red Sea and just sitting down and relaxing. I don't remember flying there. I'm talking about a good dream. Those are the kind of dreams when you lay down and 6.5 hours done passed and it feels like 5 minutes, y'all. In order to dream, your body has to be in a relaxed state in order to dream. The worst sleep you can have is when you don't dream. You just lay down and open your eyes. Because you have not entered into REM, which is rapid eye movement. If you just have one of those sleep, now y'all know we done been tired before. As soon as you get home, I don't remember laying down. I don't remember locking the door. I don't remember. All I know is I got home. I said I was going to get something to eat, and it was 9 o'clock, and now it's 4:30 in the morning. I still got my work clothes on. I have no clue. Anybody done been there before?
Oh, yes.
I have no clue how it done. Some of us didn't even, now this is a little dangerous, and some of us have said, I don't even know how I got home. I don't remember getting in the car and leaving the job. I remember unlocking the door.
Yes.
But oftentimes we are in our relaxed state. They can do a study about dreams. Dreams can be what we call nightmares. It can be your worst fears. Many of us had dreams on fears that we have or people or things of that nature, things we don't want to happen. Some of us have willed things to happen through our dreams. I can do a whole sermon on that.
Amen.
But oftentimes when you have dreams, you are in a semi-paradise. What you would like to happen. What you would like to occur. That is the literal definition of dreaming. But there's also another implied definition of dreaming. A dream can also be an aspiration.
All right.
A goal. I dreamed one day, and one of the greatest orators whose birth we celebrate on the 15th, but on tomorrow. And if I can just take a side note, I said this the other night, you ought to be proud that you have an African American preacher that belonged to the church that the nation stops to honor.
Yes.
You can't mail no letters tomorrow.
That's right. Go ahead.
You can't go get your check cash tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm just telling you the truth. The schools are closed. The nation stops to honor a black preacher.
Yes.
I told them even Washington and Lincoln share the same day.
That's right. Combined.
Yes, this nation's messed up. Yes, they still lying in the White House. No, the Senate ain't going to remove him. I'm just telling. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. Come on now.
That's
Don't be sitting up there crossing your fingers. The only way you move them is by voting.
All right now.
But yes, this place is messed up.
Yes.
But we stop to honor an African American preacher that made a difference. Yes, this world is still bad, but it would have been a whole lot worse. And listen, I already know he wasn't the first one to call a boycott. It was successful when y'all ain't say that.
All right.
You better give credit where credit's due. He wasn't the first one to have civil disobedience, but he made a change. And
yes, he did.
The time
yes,
was
he did.
right.
Amen.
And stuff that, yes, they still got stand your ground, and the police is still killing our African. Come on, they still doing it. But it's a lot better.
Oh, yes. Amen.
You ought to thank God for progress.
Amen.
Progress. Amen.
But I say all that to say, if he had a dream, his dream didn't necessarily mean that he went to sleep last night and he told everybody when he slept last night. He said, "Ooh, I just woke up and write this down real quick." That's not what he was speaking of. But when he said, "I have a dream," there's another word for dream that is used interchangeably, and that word is vision.
All right. Amen.
Now, what is vision? Very literally, vision is light reflecting off of bonded molecules. Yes. Light is reflecting off of the molecules that are bonded together, and the different spectrums are showing different colors. That's what we call vision.
All right.
That's what vision is. You break it down. I can see. Some people can't see certain spectrums. They call them colorblind because that's what vision. That's the literal definition. But then another definition of vision is to have goals and aspirations, to see beyond where you are now, to have a plan for the future.
Future. Amen.
If you go to the doctor and he say, "You know what, we're going to do this surgery, but I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going there and just, whatever I feel. And, I'm going to pray about it and ask the Lord to do it. And then when I get over here and then, go over there." When did you get out of medical school? Day before yesterday. I appreciate it, but could you...
Watch out.
No, thank you.
I need you to have a vision. I need you to have a roadmap.
Amen.
You've got to know where you're going.
Yes.
Starting, I said, "Let's take a road trip." We all get in my car again. Let's take a road trip. We going to Kansas. "Pastor, how you going to go?" "I'm just going to drive around and, see, do a little bit of 280 and that ain't work. Do a little bit of 80, do a little bit of the Parkway. That work, do a little bit of Route 1, do a little bit of 80, and then we'll eventually get there." I appreciate that, but I don't want to go somewhere. You need to have a little...
That's right. Amen. That's right. Know where you go.
Before you go, I'm the same way. Listen, if you get in the car with me, I need the whole picture first.
Yes.
Left, right, up, down, stop. No, I need to, where are we eventually going?
Yes. That's right.
So now Dr. King says, now I have a roadmap. I can see something beyond where I am now. And if I can make my first point, you ought to be able to see beyond now.
Yes, sir. Amen.
What differentiates us humans from flies is that flies only remember the last 5 minutes. They can't plan for the future because of the size of their brains. But we as humans can look beyond where I am now. You ought not to just see yourself where you are now.
Yes.
So Dr. King now said, "I have a dream," or "I have a vision. I see beyond where we are now."
Yes.
Now, it's a shame it took us a long time and it's still taking. Slavery was abolished in 1863. And 100 years later, in 1963, we were still living with the effects of it.
Amen. That's
All right.
The so-called slaves were not completely free.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
The so-called slaves were still thought to be less than. We're still sitting in another part of the bus, still drinking from another fountain.
Yes.
And can I really break that? That wasn't that long ago.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Pastor. Preach.
I don't want to be an activist. Yes, I do. Let me tell you this right now. They don't forget the Holocaust, so we ought not forget. Y'all ain't saying that.
Amen.
But he said, "I can see past where I am now."
Amen.
And we ought to be able to see past where we are now. What is my roadmap for my life?
Yes. Hallelujah.
Now, many of us have gotten into, I'm just getting up and going to work. No, I'm not just getting up and go to work. I have at least some kind of roadmap. Yours might be every 2 weeks. It might be every month. But the little roadmap is if I get up and go to the job, you ought to break me off with a little piece of something every once in a while.
Amen.
You need to hand me something. I don't just go there, oh, I hope, oh, Lord Jesus, I hope, I hope they give me some, okay, well, maybe this time, if they don't have it, but I'm going to go in faith and say, no, I'm going to go somewhere else.
That's right.
All right.
Because I have a vision and a road.
Amen.
Do I see myself where I am now? A dangerous place is to think you can do no better. Now, here, God, right there. Many of us get to that dangerous place where we think we have plateaued. Please tell the person next to you, you can always do better.
You can always do better.
The richest person in the world, two things. The richest person in the world has to do two things. They have to keep knowing how to make more money, not so necessarily so they can get richer. You know what they need to do? They need to be able to stay rich.
Well,
All right.
Money runs out.
Yes, it
I don't
does.
care if you're a multimillionaire
All
or a
right.
billionaire. I stopped by to tell you, money runs out.
Yes.
People like Warren Buffett are getting up every day, seeing how they could make money. Bill Gates is getting up every day, seeing how he could make money. Oprah left her show a millionaire, now she's a billionaire. She's every day working to make more money. Rich folks understand in order to stay rich, you got to keep on working.
yeah.
All right.
But sometimes, and we need to preach this to our community, sometimes we have the African American way. Can I just talk to us?
Go ahead, Pastor.
When we get us a couple of dollars, we ain't got to do nothing. I ain't talking to me. You all see folks that, oh, it's tax time, I ain't going to work. What in the world?
My Lord. My Lord.
And all these places, they prey on us. Y'all been talking, they prey on us.
Yes, they do.
A tax sale, come get a car. We having a tax sale. Tax sale TV. Y'all know y'all gonna see all those sales and everything. Come down, bring your tax sale. We'll cash it for you.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
But what those rich folks do is they invest what
Yes, they
have.
do. Yes, they do.
Because they have a vision beyond now.
Beyond today.
I don't just see myself driving a nice car now, but I see myself investing in my future, my children's future, and my grandchildren's future. What is my vision for myself beyond now?
Amen.
So Jesus said, I must work the works of sin that has sent me while it is day. Now this gets to my next point. Not only do you need to have a vision, but you need to have a plan of execution, how you are going to get that accomplished.
Yes.
I need $100. That's beautiful. What is your plan, other than just saying you need, to get it and to make it happen?
Yes.
Anybody ever used a global positioning system before?
Yes.
GPS?
Yes, sir.
Y'all know some of you can't live, can't go without it. You put in your destination. How many put your destination in the GPS and just turn it right off?
Oh, no.
You put in your destination, and then it explains to you how I will get from here.
Point A to point B. Amen.
That's right.
So not only do you need to see yourself in the future, you need to we've got to execute a plan. How am I going to get from here to there?
Yes. Amen.
And I learned even with the GPS, I need to look, you know what I learned? I got to look at all the directions first. Because sometimes it will take me down a closed highway. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yes, it
It'll
will.
take me down a street I know it used to be two-way, but it's one-way now.
Yes.
So I got to okay, say go down there. Okay, I can know this part. I don't need this part over there. I can go a quick way. I got to go over there. So let's point is, don't be, I hear God, I hear the Holy Ghost. Don't be afraid to make adjustments to your plan.
Amen.
Amen.
It's nothing wrong being a creature of habit, but habit can kill you.
Yes, it can.
Got to be very careful just getting into habit.
Amen.
Stuff that makes me feel good right now.
Amen.
Because that good feeling now will pay for later. One activity that I love and I enjoy, you know, amusement parks and all that stuff is nice, but there's one watching TV and all that stuff is nice, but there's one activity that I enjoy and I'm sure others enjoy that's been around for a long time, and that is called sleeping and resting.
Go ahead, Pastor. Talk about it.
It does not bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I will take vacation from work. What did you do? Just get some rest. You ain't go nowhere? Nope. And happy about it.
Amen.
That's right.
Beautiful.
That's
What
right.
did you do all week? You took a week off from work just to sleep? Sure did.
That's right.
But I learned that too much sleep, number one, not going to be detrimental to your body. Too much sleep can be detrimental to your future.
That's right.
Because how people know jobs give days off, but they don't give every day off. At some point in time, you got to get up and go back.
Yes.
That's
yes,
right.
That's right.
That's right.
And if I continue to sleep, I will miss the world around me. So there is something detrimental with having too much sleep or too much rest.
Amen.
So it said now you have to have a plan of execution. Don't be afraid to change your plan, but as I make my last point, as we get ready to go in the presence of the Lord, the last point is you've got to do what you said you're going to do.
Amen. Yes.
It would be crazy, Slenda, if you turn the GPS on because you didn't know where you were going and it said turn left. I ain't listen, I'm going right. Okay. Make a left on 13. I'm going to go down 14. Make a right. I'm turning around. And then we end up back in where we just came from. You've got to take action on your plan.
Amen.
The Bible declares, wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead. The next point is, what is my action? I always tell folks, it's real easy to get up and say, I'm going to do something. I'm going to start my own business. Starting your own business is not writing on a piece of paper starting a business.
Amen.
First of all, you got to do all the legal stuff. Get your tax ID, get your stuff incorporated, blah blah blah. Got to get your customers. Make sure your customers stay there. You got to give them their product over and over again. You got to make sure they're happy with your product. You got to get more customers. You got to get somebody to help you. If you get somebody to help you, you got to get some payroll. If you got to get this payroll, you got to make sure you take out taxes. You got to make sure you have a place. You got to make sure you have supplies. You got to make sure you're making a profit. You're not just spending your money. There's a whole lot to starting my own business.
Amen.
So you can't just jump up and down and say, I'm starting my own business. Then there has to be some action.
Amen.
Lord said, go back to school. Can't just show up at the door, I'm here. You got to go in, you got to pay that registration fee, you got to fill out the application, you got to now then get the course catalog, you have to see what courses you qualify. After you see what courses you qualify, you register for those courses, you have to take the course, you have to read the syllabus, you have to do every assignment on that syllabus, you have to look at the papers, you have to take a test. You can't just walk in there and take the test. You got to study for the test, you got to study for the quizzes, you got to sit down and write a paper. You did all that, that's just one class. Once you finish that one class, you got to go find out about the next class, you got to study for the paper, you got to do a project, you got to check the syllabus, you got to do, that's 2 classes. You got sometimes 25 classes to go before you.
Amen.
That's right. So it takes some work.
Amen.
So now last point is your dream will only come true if you wake up. Your vision will only come true if you wake up, if we start working, if we move. And listen, I know times are different now. They used to tell you, now old school used to be, I know old school folks that you can't look for a job from home. You can now. I do understand now. We don't think there's nothing wrong. I actually know how it works. I know you can. But it still requires action.
All right. Amen. That's right.
You still got to get up 8 o'clock in the morning and go on those websites. Well, I'm going to do it from home. So after that, what did Martha say? Okay, then I got to see what Wendy said. And I know Judy down there. And then those ladies on The View, then The Real, and then The Talk. And then let me go over there. And let me see what Million said. Oh, they got a good movie on HBO. I ain't seen this in a long time. Let me go over and see a couple of, Tyler Perry on Netflix. Let me go watch a little bit of this and come back. And then your day be gone. You still got to have action.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
How people know it's work? Because I've done it. It's work trying to get another job.
Oh, yeah.
You don't just go to the first one. Hey, God bless you. I felt the anointing. So, the first interview, I felt the glory on you. So here you go. You got to go to interview. I've done it. Interview after interview. Resume after resume after resume after resume after interview. Application after application. Over and over and over and over and over again until something happens. But when you're going for a job, I found out nobody calls you and says, I felt led to call you. We're giving out jobs. I know you've been home. So I feel led to give you a job. If they don't know you're looking, oh, I hear this now. I hear the God.
Go ahead, Pastor.
If they don't know you're looking, they say somebody who's really looking, because when you're really desperate looking, everywhere you start networking. I don't care if you're at church, I don't care if you're at the grocery store.
Yes.
That's right. That's
If
right.
you really get to that point, everybody took your cousin work where? How you doing? Your cousin work? Okay, you could hear your cousin. Just hand.
All right. Amen.
Because they can't find you if they don't know that you're looking.
Yes.
So there has to be action. In other words, so the world knows that you are looking. In order for me, we said in our play, we got to do better. We talked about how to do better. That requires action.
Yes.
People can't help me if they don't know that I need to be helped. People can't assist me if they don't know that I need assistance. If they don't know that I'm looking for help. Sometimes you got to make it clear that you need help.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
You got to make it clear that you're working on something. So your dream will only come true if you wake up. The first point is you got to have a vision. Then the next point is you have to have a detailed plan. How am I going to get to that vision? Next point is then now how am I going to get to that vision is to execute or have action on that plan. And then my last point in my closing is now that I have to get to that vision and execute and have action on that plan. Be willing to do it all again.
Amen.
Anything in life, whether it's working, being healthy, having a business, having money, requires constant work.
Amen.
You got to go to sleep, get back up, and do it all again.
Yes.
When they built, I was looking at some pictures the other day, and they showed some pictures of Essex County and how they took some TNT and had to get rid of all the mountains around 1969 when they were building Route 280. And how it was nothing but mountains there, and it took them over 20 years. But they had to get up and keep moving and be willing to do it again. My question is, are you willing to do the same thing over and over again? Just people who have sustained wealth know how to make their wealth work for them.
Amen.
Sustained wealth is not always you know that there's a difference between wealth and money? Yeah, there's a difference between wealth and money. When you have wealth, you have capital. You have investments. So now my question is, in my life, do I want to be, how can I have a wealthy life? You can be happy and successful. I don't know why we think only one is an option. That's a solution of the mind. You can be happy. You can be successful. And I'm going to make this statement, and then I'm going to qualify it. Don't do anything you don't want to do, or that you don't like doing. Oh, Pastor, don't tip. What did you say? Nah, I'm going to say it again.
That's right.
Don't do anything that you don't want to do, or that you don't like doing. So then, Pastor, I should stop doing a few things, possibly, or you change how you feel about those things. If the question is, I don't like it, the answer becomes, why don't I like it? Question is, why, if I don't like getting up and going to work, why don't I like getting up and going to work? You don't have to get up and go to work. I'm not saying quit your job and all that kind of stuff. Live your life. What solution works for you? If that ain't the job for you, sometimes we get comfortable. If it ain't the job for you, find one that works for you. I will be real. Maybe you're called to have your own business. Now, a smart person understands you have your own business. You start doing your own business on the side until it picks up, and then you allow yourself to use wisdom of what you're doing. But maybe that's what the Lord is called. Our Lord is calling for you. Is for you to have your own business. That might be what the question is, or the answer. So if you don't like getting up and go to work, either start liking it or don't do it. You don't like paying bills? And oftentimes, you know why we really don't like paying bills? Can I answer why we don't really like paying bills?
Yes, sir.
Well, you have a choice. You certainly do. Just don't send the payment. It's real simple. It'll be simple. If they send the bill, just don't send the payment.
All right.
It is. There's consequences, but it's simple to not pay a bill, you just don't send the payment. That's the answer.
Amen.
So does anybody just if you have a bill, don't send the payment? Yes, there's consequences. But you know why a lot of times we don't like paying bills? Can I be real? I'm going to talk to me and talk to all of us together. Can we be real? You know why we don't like paying bills? Because it takes too much of our money. If you had a lot left over, it wouldn't bother. Oh, no,
All right.
just be real. You know when you look at that check and that looks like a big check, and you gave the mortgage man, the rent man something, the light man something, the phone bill man something, the cable man something. You done put you a drop of gas in there. You gotta get you a little bit of food in that refrigerator. You need some more toilet paper. You need some more deodorant. Then you look at it and say, "Ooh, it didn't look big."
That's right.
But if it still looked big after you did all that, you be popping it off. Here you go, piece. Here you go, something. You just be popping it off. So, then the question is, if I don't like paying bills, how do I increase my wealth?
All right.
Maybe the Lord gave me an idea that people are willing to pay for. Uh-oh. Yeah, but I got to go to work. When you go to work, you are working for somebody else. And if they don't have enough money before they go, guess who's going? If their labor expense is too much, you're nothing but a salary on a piece of paper. I'm telling you what I know.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
So you might say the Lord, and I'm stopped by to tell from every young person, that old person, every age between, I got to go in the presence of the Lord. Whatever the ideas, like we talk about, go back and get your life, go back and get those ideas.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Yes.
People are famous today because somebody wanted their product.
Yes.
All right.
Because they were willing to work. They're not better than you. They just worked.
All right. Amen. Amen.
Folks out there singing, they talk about now, and I know we don't sell tapes out the trunk anymore. But it's still a hustle. They don't sell tapes out the trunk, but guess what? You got to send your YouTube link over and over again. You got to send your SoundCloud link over and over again. You got to make sure this person following you, make sure they shout you out on their stories. See, only those stories, you got to pay attention to what's going on. Those are little things that keep saying they know what it is. There's those little things that go past. They pay each other to shout them out on their story, on their social media. I'm just telling you what I know. In order for them to get popular. So my question is, if I don't like what I'm doing, I either need to stop doing it, change how I feel about it, or make it better.
Yes.
Amen.
Y'all would consider me insane if I went outside and said, you know what, I hate the rain. I just stood there with no umbrella. I can't stand this rain. Make me sick getting wet all the time. I'm wet again. You want this umbrella, Pastor? No, I just don't like this rain. But Pastor, if you don't like the rain, get out the rain. So I've stopped by to tell you, if you don't like the predicament or the situation you're in, get out of it or do something different.
Amen.
Get to learn to like it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Because it's going to make your life a whole lot. Didn't mean to go there, but since I'm there, I'll stay here. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier.
Amen. That's right.
I learned I don't have to struggle. I choose to struggle. And sometimes your struggle is in the mind. Can I do a whole sermon on that? Sometimes it's in the mind. Well, it's quiet on that one, but I'm preaching here anyway. Preach, Pastor. Thank you, son. Sometimes our struggle is in the mind. Because I've gone through this too. Guess what? Everybody don't care enough about you to like you or dislike you.
All right. All right.
I'm just going to tell you the truth. Everybody ain't thinking about you 20. I don't know why we think we're so important. We think that they just think about us all. They're really not.
All right. Amen.
They're really not. Do you think about everybody else 24/7?
No.
But see, sometimes the enemy wants to pollute our mind. Everybody looking at you. I ain't studying you. What? We just talked about bills. Cause y'all listen. Can we talk about adulthood? You know when you get one of them big bills, that just stay in your mouth. Oh Lord. And an envelope waiting for me when I get home. You get in church and Jesus. When I get back home, I got to look at that envelope. Oh Lord, Jesus. I done asked her for 30 and 9. I can't get up. Lord, you thinking about that, not about what she got on, what he got on, and what their hair is. Sometimes we got our own problem, our own situation. So that's in our mind. The enemy has our mind polluted to think that. And you know what I found out as I'm closing? Darn, I got to close. It's the fourth one. I usually just do 3. I often found out that the folks that we think so highly of their opinion is sometimes just as messed up, if not more messed up than you.
All right. That's right.
All right.
That's a fact.
I've learned how to get opinions from those who are qualified to give me opinions.
Amen.
I wouldn't say, I hear a noise in my car. Come on, Garrison. Come on out there. Let me open it up. Look there and tell Pastor what you think. Okay, so all right, that's what you need. All right, I'm going to go and get it. I need someone qualified. Come on now.
That's right.
But many of us, I'm preaching good now, are listening to those who are not qualified to give opinions, who are not qualified to help us.
That's true. That's true.
We are being ruled by the unqualified. If my leg is hurt, I don't go to the dentist.
All right. Amen. Amen.
There's something wrong with me if I do that. If I need glasses, I don't go to the chiropractor. I go to someone who is qualified. But listen, this is the 5th one, but as I ain't going to say. But right now, what we do is we go to folks that are unqualified and we get upset about bad advice about somebody who was not qualified to help me to begin with. Children might say, I don't know anything about bills. If I'm sitting up there, if I'm having trouble in math and you got straight F's, no, you can't help me with my math.
That's right.
And I tell y'all in advance, you need help writing a history